Okay, what is the output of this? Again, I have to block this. I think you may get the answer since it is given already. Okay, 15. Is it correct? Okay. Yes. Others? How about others? Error. Okay. Is it error? Are you compiling it parallelly? 6.5174. Okay. Priyadarshini and Kamili, are you compiling it in a compiler? Means parallelly you are working with the computer? Because other statement is without semicolon. Other statement is without semicolon. Which statement? I think in all the statements I have included semicolon. Okay, good. That's good actually. Parallelly working in a compiler computer is really good. I mentioned above, sir. No, 5.4. No. This is the program. Leave alone this. This I made actually. Rough work I did, but I forgot to cancel it. Only with this we have to close it. With this we have to close. Yeah. Okay, fine. Okay, Priyadarshini. Good. Okay. So that is why I blocked this. Okay. So I forgot to block this. I mean delete this. Int I is 3, a is 4, n. How will we get? This is t is 4.2. Here a star a is a integer. So 4 star 4 is 16. That is first is left to right we have to take. Say 4 star 4 is 16 slash I. 16 by 3. What will we get? 16 by 3. 16 by 3. No, my dear friend, it is all integers. 16 by 3 is only 5. Why means integer. Integer operation, it will get truncated. The 0.33 will get truncated. So it is 5. Okay. When that particular clarity has come, then you can work out. The 15 you will get really. Okay. So 5 plus I by 2 is 3 by 2. 3 by 2 is 1. Since I is an integer. So here it is 16 by 3. It is 5. 5 plus 1 into 4.2. So this becomes 4.2. People should not think 1.5 into 1.2. As far as I by 2 is concerned, this is integer operation. So it is 1 into 4.2. Okay, so you will be getting 15.4 something like that as the answer. When that is assigned with n is an integer, so 0.4 will get truncated, you will get 15 alone. Okay, so 15.4 when it is assigned to n, we will be getting 15, so the output will be n is equal to 15. Fine. So the other programs you can do it on your own. I'll give it as an assignment. An assignment activity will be available today. So what you have to do is you have to write the answer, not only the output. The explanation like this is also required. The explanation like this is also required. I'll make this as downloadable, or I'll make it as an assignment activity. I'll create an assignment activity. You submit the answers, that is output, and the explanation for the same. Okay, so slowly I'm moving into the last two slides. Yeah, so with this knowledge, whatever we have got, just an operator, printf, scanf statement alone we have been introduced to. Right, now with this idea, that is operators, with only the operators, printf and scanf statement, we have to try to write this program. Can anyone say the logic for this? Write a program to round off an integer I to the next largest multiple of another integer j. Suppose, for example, 256 is I and 7 is j. Then we need the result as 259. Means 256 when divided by 7, you will be getting 252 is getting divided by 7. Yes, 252 is completely divisible by 7. Now the next 252 plus 7 is 259. So 259 is the next largest multiple when I is divided by j. Correct? That is 256 is divided by 7. Then the next multiple of 7 is 259. So when 256 and 7 are given as inputs, I need the output as 259. So this is an example. Likewise, any two numbers if you give, then you will be getting the next largest multiple of j to the I. So what logic we can go? Only with operators and printf statement we have to get the answer. Logic. Just try it out. Do one thing, take a notepad, write it down, that is type it down and copy and paste it here. Otherwise you can talk to me also, you can unmute, you can join as in the speaker mode and you can talk to me so that everyone can hear you. Yes, I hope you are working. Yeah, I'll wait, Sri Krishna. Yes, any idea? Even in the shared notes you can type in. I don't know whether you can type in with the shared notes. Is it available for you? Oh, only I can type in. Yes. Yes. That is, the logic is whatever she has given. So it is 256 plus 3 needs to be done. Means what is the remainder? 252 is completely divisible. The remainder is 4 plus 3 needs to be done. So 3, what is 3? J minus I modulo J. Okay. So that is nothing but I plus J minus I modulo J is to be done. This is the logic behind it. Now I hope you can write your program. I'll just show you. This is a program. So I have written like this: stdio.h int main of int I and j, printf enter the values of I and j. So before any scanf statement, please go for this kind of printf statement, so that whenever the program is asking anything, we know what to enter. The user should know what to enter. So I and j has to be entered. So scanf %d ampersand I and ampersand j. What is the name of this ampersand operator? What is this ampersand operator? Pointer variable. No, my dear friend. Pointer variable. This is what people are getting confused whenever you are answering in an interview. If you tell this, then people can understand he knows something, but he can't put it in a proper way. Address of operator. This is called as address of operator. Address of operator. Pointer variable is nothing but when v is equal to address of a. If it is stored like this, if it is executed like this, then v is a pointer variable. V is the pointer variable. Okay. Ampersand is address of operator. Correct. So we will come to that later. Pointers and all. Right. Is it clear? Is it easy? Coming to the next program. This one. Two variables a and b contain values 10 and 20. For example, it is 10 and 20. Write a program to interchange the contents of a and b without using a third variable. How to do this? Without using any third variable, how to swap the numbers? Swapping numbers. How can we do? What is the logic behind it? Yes, Ayush, you are trying to say something. Yes, lot of people are typing. What is the logic? I am waiting for the logic. Yeah, a equal to a plus b, b is a minus b, a is a minus b. Okay. So that is what it is. A is equal to A plus B, B is equal to A minus B, and A is A minus B. So the thing is, we have to, yeah. I hope you are not referring the book. Already you have read the book, huh? Or if you know the logic, please remember this, it's fine. Interview book it had. Very good, very good. So these are some of the questions, very simple questions they will ask in an interview. So you should know how to solve the program by the basic logic. Okay. Okay, moving to the next. Yeah. Write a program to find out how many days and how many weeks have passed between the dates 1/1/2015 to 31/5/2015. Also find out how many days could not get evened out into weeks. Try out this. Yes, you are trying, right? Yes, are you trying? Write a program to find out how many days and how many weeks have passed between the dates 1/1/2015 to 31/5/2015. What to do? You have to write the equation. You have to write the equation to find out the number of days first. So once the number of days have been calculated, we have to find out how many days could not get evened out into weeks. Means you have to divide it by 7 and you have to take the remainder. That remainder is the number of days which could not get evened out into weeks. That's all. It's so simple. Try doing it. Yes? Whether people are doing or what? Someone is typing. Okay, in the shared notes. Yeah, you can try writing here. Not a problem. Hello. Okay. Shall I give it? Yes, someone has entered for first question, sir. Okay, who is this? Who is this actually? Someone have used with shared notes. Good. So I have typed in this Sri Krishna. Okay. Oh, Sri Krishnan is typing in here. Huh? Okay, fine. So I have given the program for the third one. I don't know whether you can see the shared notes. Anyway, in the public chat box, I don't know whether it will come in a correct way. Yes. Yeah. So this is the program for this. So in today's week's leftover days, so we are initiating 3 different variables, correct? Now days you are just adding. You are just adding. Since it is January, it is 31 and 29. Is it 29 or 28? 2015 is 28, right? 2015 is not a leap year. So 28 plus 31 plus 30 plus 31. Okay. So weeks is equal to days by 7. Leftover days is days modulo 7. That's it. You are printing everything. Number of days, number of weeks, and number of leftover days. Finished. It's so simple. Is it okay? Any doubt in this program? Please let me know. I'm sorry. Yes, I have just uploaded the next PPT. Okay, fine. How about this? I think this you can do it. Temperature of a city in Fahrenheit degrees is entered through the keyboard. Write a program to convert and print the temperature in centigrade degrees. You can try out this. Only one small thing is there in this, otherwise the program is very easy. Do you know the formula for this? Formula for the conversion. It is 5 by 9 into f minus 32 is the answer. Means formula. If you forget the formula, then I am just saying 5 by 9 f minus 32 is nothing but the degree Celsius. Yeah, Celsius, oh, centigrade. Both are same, right? I don't know whether it is different or not. I thought it is both are same, one and the same. The formula is 5 by 9 f minus 32. Yeah, correct. Yes, Ayush, you are right. Can you give the equation alone? How we have to write this in C? Just type in the equation, that is enough. C equation, this is whatever I have given as mathematical equation. F minus 32, Ayush, you have given the C equation, right? There is a small mistake in it, Ayush. Just check it. F minus 32 into 5 by 9. Okay. Still, you have corrected one thing. Still, there is a small mistake. It's a very small mistake. Everybody will do this mistake. As far as C is concerned. 5 by 9 C by 32. No. What is C? So instead of F you have taken C, right? Okay, fine. So only one thing, let me say you, I will give the equation, you say why it is to be done. So this is how your equation to be. This is how your equation to be. At least one thing you have to make it as a float. Otherwise, this 5 by 9 will not be taken. You will be getting 0 as the answer. So whatever equation you are writing, if you write it, then you will get the answer wrong. That is, you will get a 0 answer. You will get the answer as 0. Correct. 5 by 9 is going to be 0. Okay, fine. So, let me move into the next chapter. Second chapter we will move on. Steering the control. That is control statements. We have different control statements. One is if else, decision making, control statements. If something has happened, then you have to move on to this. If this is there, then you have to move on to the another part. So whether you have to choose engineering or arts, you have taken a decision, right? So in lockdown, whether to attend the class or enjoying your day, you have taken a decision to attend. So somebody else have taken a decision of enjoying the day. Okay. So it is a control statement. So whenever a decision has to be made based on a condition, then it is called as control statement. We have 3 such control statements as far as C is concerned. One is if else statement, switch statement, conditional operator. Right? You will see one by one. Yeah. A few tips. Whenever a condition is evaluated in C, it is given a value of 1 which is if the condition is satisfied. So value 1 means it is true. Value 1 is it is the meaning of that is true, and 0 if it is not satisfied. 0 is false. Okay, so whenever a condition is satisfied, then the condition will return a value 1. If it is not satisfied, it will return 0. This is one of the statement we have to remember. Any non-zero number is always treated as truth, including negative number. Even if it is a negative number, then it will be considered as a true. That is, the condition is satisfied. True is nothing but condition satisfied, right? Whereas 0 is a false. Okay, any non-zero number, you have to remember this. A non-zero number is always true. Any number other than 0, including negative number, whereas 0 is false. If there is only one statement in the if-else block, then the pair of braces can be dropped. If it is not required that you have to have braces if it is only one statement inside the block, right? The keyword else, that is the else block itself, can be dropped totally. It is not mandatory that whether you are using if or if else. So you can use if alone, not a problem. Okay, C is allowing that, permitting that. Nested if else statements are also allowed. Okay, that is if else statement inside an if block, if else statement inside an else block, something like that is allowed. Okay, so these are the concepts I wanted to give as far as if else statement is concerned. Conditional operator. It is not necessary that conditional operators should be used only in arithmetic statements. We can also use the conditional operator in printf also. In printf statement also we can use the conditional operator. Nesting is possible. That is, a conditional operator inside a conditional operator you can include another conditional operator. So it is possible. The limitation of the conditional operators is that after the question mark or after the colon symbol, only one statement can occur. So that is the only limitation. So we will slowly move into this exercise. So much of theory part I will not give. All the theory explanation will be done during the program solving. So that is a way of approach I have. Yes. So now the logical operators are introduced. So far we have used only arithmetic operators. So slowly we are moving into the logical operators, the next level of operator. So how about the priority? So next to the arithmetic operators only, your logical operators are there, right? Okay, so listen to this. Include stdio.h int main of int x is 10, y is 5, p and q are the x, y, p and q are declared as integer, and x and y are initiated with the values as 10 and 5. So what will happen here? P is assigned with x greater than 9. What will get stored in P? Yeah, Ayush has given true. True means 1. So P is stored with the value of 1. Then Q. How about Q? And here you have to be very careful. X greater than 3 and y not equal to 3. So we will go to the precedence of operators. So based on that it has to be done. You have to be careful in this. So which is having higher priority? Which is having higher priority in this? How many operators are here? There is something called Yeah, relational operators. Okay. Yeah, greater than. This is, what is this? What is this operator? 2 ampersand. And logical AND operator. Yes, you're right. Logical AND operator. And this is not equal to, exclamatory mark with the equal to sign is not equal to. Okay. So, as far as this is concerned, the higher precedence is for the less than or greater than, less than or equal to, greater than or equal to, or having the higher priority. Next to that you will be having not equal to, and next to that the last thing is logical AND. Logical AND will be having the last priority. After that is this assignment operator. Don't call this as single equal to as equal to. If you are a C programmer, when you are getting into C, then you should never call this as equal to. As far as equal to is concerned, this is our equal to. This is equal to. When you read it itself, you have to read this as equal to and this is assigned. So now, how to read this? P is assigned with x greater than 9. Q is assigned with x greater than 3 and y not equal to 3. So which is having higher priority? This is having higher priority first. Now Q is equal to, there is Q is assigned with x greater than 3. Whether x is greater than 3? Yes. 10 is greater than 3? Yes. Then 1 and logical AND you have to go with. Y not equal to 3. Y is equal to 3? No, it is not equal to 3. Yes, that is also true. Now 1 and 1 will get you, what is the answer? True. Correct. True is nothing but 1. True is nothing but 1. So Q will also carry 1 as a value. So P is 1 and Q is 1. So the answer will be P is equal to 1 and Q is equal to 1. That will be your answer. Is it clear? Any doubt over here? So I am not telling you the how if will work, what is the syntax of if, all those things I am not touching. If you want, I can do that. It is not required, right? I understood that you know the very basics of C. I don't want to waste time over there. Okay. Is it okay? Any doubt? Shall we go ahead? Yes, sir. Okay, fine. Right. Next, we'll move to the next one. Thank you all. Yeah. Int A is assigned with 30, B is assigned with 40, and X is declared as integer. I'm sorry. Now X is assigned with A not equal to 10 and B equal to 50. Printf. Now what will be the answer? Zero, 1. How come, my dear friends? Error, sir. Okay, I have expected this. One 0 error, which is correct? Zero. Okay. Okay. But I would like to recommend you, please don't just like that type in the compiler and give me the result. You think of, check the value, check the output, give it, then you try it with the compiler. That's good. 1. Now people started giving 1 as the answer. How? Error. Why? Being engineers or being creators, always you have to think why, how, all these questions you have to always question yourself. Then only you can learn. Yeah, instead of B equal to 50, there is B is 50. Correct. This is a problem. I know that everyone is having the confusion over that. Okay. So, what are you saying, Indrani? Correct. Because of that, what will happen? Error. Because of that, you say that it is error, right? Any non-zero number equal to 1. Okay. But you just answer Indrani. I can get you, Indrani. We can't assign 2 values to same variable, sir. Okay. Which are all the 2 variables? Oh, same variable. Two values. Which are all the values we are assigning to the variable? Which variable is it? I really love this. Yeah, B is 40 and B is 50. Okay. But you can assign continuously, right? So first statement you can assign 50. In the next statement you can change the value. That is the purpose of a variable. What is the problem in it? So we have to discuss like this continuously. We have to keep on discuss, then only learning will happen. If you keep yourself whatever doubt you have or whatever you are thinking, then it will not be useful to others. Let it be wrong as B assigned to 50 while checking 1 and 1, so 1. Okay, Kamali is trying to say that any non-zero number is equal to 1. Okay, you are right, Kamali. Anyway, I'll tell you, I'll explain you. Okay, fine. Now it is coming here. Automatically the bracket will have the higher priority. So first this will get work out. So A not equal to 10. A, yes, it is 30. So A is not equal to 10. Yes, correct. So true, 1. Sorry for my writing. And since and is having the least priority, so this has been done, 1. And coming to this, as somebody told, B double equal to Indraniya, B double equal to 50 is equal to. So that is why I always say, if there is a single equal to available, you have to read it as assigned to or assigned with. B is assigned with 50. When B is assigned with 50, what will happen is, here 50 will come. Am I right? 1 and 50. Is that correct? A and B. Instead of A and B, A not equal to 10, that is 1 and B is available. So 50 is a non-zero number. Non-zero number is true. As Kamali told, any non-zero number is 1, taken as true according to the C compiler. So true and true. So automatically we will get true. So the answer will be x is equal to 1. Got it? So these logical operators, we have to know how it behaves very clearly. Whatever may be the language, programming language, these are all will be very similar. Is it fine? Got it? Any doubt, or should I explain it again? Okay, okay. So x is equal to 1. Even when you type in the same with the compiler, you will get the answer as 1. People will really blink. But the thing is, this is not the way to use. We are trying to check whether b is equal to 50. But we have to use double equal to. We should not use single equal to. Then it will not pop up an error message. If it is error message, then it is well and good for us. We can check what is the problem in it. Otherwise, if we use single equal to, it will not pop up an error message, but the intended output we may not get it. Right? So we have to be careful in using this equal to conditional operator. Okay. Next. Yeah, how about this? One. Okay. So what is this operator? Just introduction of operators. Logical OR. Yes, yes, fine, fine. So naturally you can easily able to get it. So the answer is going to be 1. Why means A is equal to 100 or B greater than 200. Okay. So B greater than 200, no, this is 0. And here A equal to 100, yes, 1 or 0. So since any one is present, true, so the output is going to be 1. So this particular OR operator will give a true value. So that is nothing but 1. So C is equal to 1 will get printer. Just I am introducing the logical operator through this. Okay, next. Yeah, how about this? Yes, 1. Again introduction, it's simple. Z is equal to 1. Always give Z is equal to 1. Whatever in the print statement, it should be given like that. Okay. Okay, fine, fine, fine. Y means this is 0. X equal to 5. No, this is 0. Whereas here y not equal to 4. Yes, y is 6. It is not equal to 4. So 0 or 1. So this is true. So you'll be getting the output as true. That is 1 is the answer which is stored in Z. Yeah, how about this? What will be the output of this? Int A is 300, B is 10, C is 20. If not A greater than 400, B is 300, C is 200, print of B and C. Okay. Whether the condition is satisfied or not satisfied. Satisfied. Is it? Why? Okay, okay. 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 Condition false, sir, but we use not, so it gives yes. Very good, very good, very good. Okay, fine. So B is equal to 300 and C is 200. Fine, we will get into. And one thing I wanted to reiterate here is, suppose if the condition fails, suppose if this not is not available, then what will be the output? Now tell me. If this not is not it is not there. If A greater than or equal to 400, B is 300, C is 200. Okay, B is 10, and how come C is 200? Condition is not satisfied, right? Okay, 20. Yes, C is outside of the if. And one more thing, Vaishnavi, it is not loop. If statement, don't say it as loop. If is not a loop at all. If is a control statement, that's all. So a lot of people will do this mistake. So whenever they are addressing it to the interview panel, lot of this is 95% of the students are saying if loop. 95% of the statement is are saying if loop, right? Please don't say it is a loop, it is a statement. Okay, okay, that's correct. If braces are not there, then only one statement is inside the if statement, if block. We can call it as if block. If block contains only one statement. If braces are not there, then the immediate statement next to the if line, if instruction, will be considered as if block, and this C is not inside the if block. C is 200 is not inside the if block. So that has to be clear. You have to be clear with that. Okay, is that fine, everyone? So these are the inputs I wanted to give through this program. Yeah, I am moving on. Yes. A small change has been made. The bracket is removed. What will be the output now? Whether the condition is satisfied or not? No, I need a 0 greater than or equal to 400. Very fine. Good, very good, very good. That is, as far as the precedence operator is concerned, not is having, it is enjoying the very highest priority. Unary operators. So, as we mentioned during the operators, so unary operators will enjoy the highest priority. Most priority is unary operator. So, it is not A. A is 500, not A is 0. So as far as logical operator is concerned, any non-zero value is true. So when you are taking not, then it is a false, means 0. 0 greater than or equal to 400. 0 greater than or equal to 400. Is it correct? Whether 0 is greater than or equal to 400? So the condition fails. So people may do a mistake, not A greater than or equal to 400. Okay. So instead of this, if I am going with 300 here, if I am going with 300, then we will say that A is not equal to, that is A greater than or equal to 400. No, A is less than 400. So this is false. So when people will take not for it, and people will say that the condition satisfied. So you have to be very clear with the precedence of operators. Precedence of operators, you have to should know it. All the unary operators enjoy the highest priority, right? So A is only, B is 300, is not satisfied, so this will not get executed. Straight away C becomes 200, C is 200, B is 100. So 100 comma 200 is the answer. That is, your answer should be like this, B 100. Slowly you have to move on to this, don't give the answer alone. The exact statement how it is going to get printed. Likewise, you have to give the answer. B is 100, C is 200. Okay? Is that fine? The precedence and associativity of operators, you have to be very clear enough. Okay? Shall we move on? Okay, it is 10:57. Let me stop here. Any doubts?